Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dal. Patch 9.2 finally got the new seasonal affix available for testing over for the Mythic Plus. The rating and PvP has been getting regular updates for many weeks now, and Mythic Plus is the last end game mode that needed to receive some updates. With all of the content now getting tested, patch 9.2 should be coming out sometime hopefully soon. In the next update, the new season of Mythic Plus will offer you more rewards as well as ways to gear out your character. You'll even be able to earn your tier set bonuses through the Mythic dungeon content, and some of these tier set bonuses are looking to make our classes incredibly powerful. So in today's video, I wanted to go over everything that's coming out that is new for the Season 3 of Mythic Plus in the patch 9.2 PTR. But right before that, most of you guys watching these videos are still not subscribed. However, the more of you are reminded, the more of you do. So let's keep it going. Subscribe to the channel as well as hit the bell, especially if you want to see regular updates like these, future WoW patch 9.2 updates, and potentially future expansion announcements. Let's first start off with a brand new seasonal affix called Encrypted. Similar to the current seasonal affix, your dungeons are going to be filled with mini bosses that will give you powers when you defeat them. Certain enemies throughout the dungeon or even bosses will have the relics of the first ones guarding them. These relics will provide your enemies significant buffs. This is why the relics should be your first priority in damage. When all the relics are slain, a mini boss of the first ones, an Atoma, is going to spawn. Defeating this boss will grant your party buffs. However, there are 3 different mini bosses that can spawn from these relics, and you could choose which of these mini bosses you want to fight depending on which relic you kill first. Currently, there are 3 relics: the relic of Woe, the relic of Vi, and the relic of Urn. When you destroy the relic of Woe first, you get to fight the Woe Drifter. The Woe Drifter isn't complex. He has one mechanic, Burst, which will do massive AoE damage unless interrupted. When Drifter is defeated, he'll grant your party the Woe buff, which is a 20% haste buff for 45 seconds, kinda like a mini bloodlust of sorts. If you destroy the relic of Vi first, you get to fight the Vi Interceptor. Vi does 2 things: teleports away from your party and shoots a laser beam. He is also very difficult to move, so some tanks are really gonna hate this guy. You might need to use line of sight instead of dungeons if you want this guy to get closer to your party. When you defeat the Interceptor, the cooldown reduction of all your abilities is going to be increased by 25% for 45 seconds. And finally, the relic of or maybe it's Ur. When you kill that relic first, you get to fight the Dismantler. He will slap your tank with a deconstruct, causing him to take more damage. He will also slam the ground. Be sure to avoid that attack as well. And when you dismantle him, your party gets a movement speed buff. For the first 10 seconds of that movement, you also gain 10 seconds of stealth as well, which is not a combat buff, but it could give your party some utility, bypassing certain trash packs without having to burn an invisibility potion, and making rogues less of a necessity for Mythic Pluses for their Shroud buff. Currently on the PTR, and this could change in the future update, there's a lot of relics. Just about every single boss and many of the trash packs come with their own sets of relics, which gives your groups a lot of playability on which relics you want to try and which relics you want to play. If your group has damage, slay Woe, get the haste buff, and go. If your group needs cooldowns, kill Vi and get some cooldown reduction. If your group needs a skip, use to bypass certain mobs. On paper, there's a lot of ways to use this affix. When you're planning your dungeon route, you might do some of the trash packs you normally skip for the buffs of this new affix in order to gain more benefit for your group. And because you can choose which buff you want for your party, if let's say someone burned their cooldowns a little early, you can always go with Vi in order to make sure that everybody's set up before the big tyrannical boss. This affix is new and it just recently hit PTR, and Blizzard is looking for feedback on how they can improve it going forward. I like how the powers let you choose which buffs your group needs in order to be a little bit more dynamic as you do your dungeon. I just wish you can control when you use these powers. Like if you slay first and you're trying to use the skip, if somebody in your party starts hitting before anything else, your party will immediately stealth, cancel the stealth because you're still in combat, and now you lost your skip. Or if your group wants to maximize the haste buff, you'll need to drag Drifter around into the next dungeon pack, slay Drifter, then pull the next trash pack. However, it would be much easier that when somebody in your group slays the mini boss, they get that boss's buff, and they can activate it for the party to maximize its value when they need it. When trying this affix with some of my guildies, we all found the haze buff to be so much more impactful for clearing trash bags and defeating bosses. Normally I'll place a lot of value whenever a class can get cooldown reduction on some of the strongest abilities, but the haze buff did feel better to play with. It just made your classes feel a lot smoother. So hopefully in the future they can do some tuning and maybe even change some of these buffs to be something better and more competitive of an option. I also love the idea of the skip buff, and hopefully players will find creative ways in order to bypass certain dungeons. This might make rogues a little bit less good for Mythic Pluses with our Shroud buff, and rogue is my main, so I should be concerned. But generally, I think giving players more flexibility of which classes and which players they want to bring for their Mythic Plus dungeons is a good thing, and hopefully we'll see some creative usage out of this new buff. Mythic Plus still offers a great opportunity for us to gear our characters, but also it'll be a way for us to access tier sets as well. You won't earn tier sets directly from Mythic Plus dungeons, but you'll be able to upgrade Mythic Plus gear into relevant tier sets as long as it's the correct item level. Once the creation catalyst is open in the zone of Zereth Mortis, you'll be able to use Cosmic Flux, which is a currency that will be awarded from all endgame content in order to upgrade your gear into tier set gear. For example, if you have a chest piece that's a mid-tier item level and you want to turn that into a tier set, it'll become a mid-tier tier set. However, if you have a chest piece with a high item level, it'll become a high tier set. So when doing Mythic Pluses, don't throw away your gear, especially if that gear can be upgraded into tier set gear. So helms, gloves, shoulders, chest piece, pants, all of those items can give you a tier set bonuses. Theoretically, if you just want to do Mythic Pluses all of patch 9.2, never step a foot inside of a raid and just enjoy Mythic Plus content, and you can craft your tier set just like everybody else. Currently, this feature is not implemented on Testing Realms yet, but as soon as it is, we'll definitely cover it on this channel in the future update. With a brand new Mythic Plus season, we also got rewards. Titles as well as the KSM achievement is going to be updated for this season, because this season will also include Tezavesh Part 1 and Part 2. Tezavesh Part 1 will be the 5 boss dungeon, where boss 2, 3, and 4 can be done in any order. Tezavesh Part 2 will be a little bit more linear and will feature the last 3 bosses. Tezavesh is also known for having some really powerful trinkets, so be sure to take a look at them whenever the new season comes out, because some of your best in slot items could come from Tezavesh. And with the KSM, you also get the seasonal KSM mount as well. But there's now a new achievement, a hero dungeon achievement for doing all your dungeons at a plus 20, with an encrypted reward that we haven't seen just yet. And before you give up on getting plus 20s done, this is the strongest we've ever been in all of this expansion. Tier sets and double legendaries are making some of our classes feel godlike. While we have no idea what the reward is going to be, I'm hoping it's not a title. I think something flashy is better for plus 20s, like a custom enchants for your weapons, or maybe even just a custom cosmetic weapons to show off for your transmog. Maybe a unique back piece, shoulders, helm, anything that's cosmetic that any class and any player can use. But so far, this is everything that's expected for patch 9.2 over on the PTR for the Mythic Plus content. And there's a good chance Blizzard will do some more Mythic Plus updates before the patch is out, but for now, this is everything we have over on the Testing Realms. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I do hope you guys enjoyed. Mythic Plus are actually pretty fun over in the PTR that I've been able to test with some of my friends, and I'm very excited for this brand new season. Let me know your thoughts down below. What do you think about Mythic Plus heading into patch 9.2? What do you think of some of the rewards? And do you think some of the rewards should be changed? What do you think should be the ultimate reward for getting all dungeons done at a plus 20? Let me know in the comments below. If you guys enjoyed this video or found it informative, give it a thumbs up. I would very much appreciate it. Also, link down below in the description, we have our channel Discord. Feel free to join our Discord to become part of the community. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. And as always, I'll see all of you in another video.